Good morning, welcome back to the channel. So today the plan is to do some work on the bed area. Now we've already got the surround done, nicely V-grooved. We've just got to countersink the holes and fill those, give it a primer and a paint, and that look pretty good, I think. We've got the shower enclosure up. That is for another video though, so if you want to see how we've made this and what we're doing with it, what the plans are, do subscribe and join us on a future video, and we'll explain all of that later on. So anyway, today it's the bed area. As I said, we're going to do the bump out boxes, these sections here. So we've got into the wall to give us a little extra space width wise. To give you an idea of what we have got, I've got here a 6 foot level, and if I just lay this across, you can see, there we go, that's up against the wall there. Over this side it's only just, there we go, on there. Now we've got, what's that, 2.5, 3 inches maybe, so it's about 6'3", about 6'2", 6'3". It's a bit shorter on the rear end because of the curvature of the van. It's a bit narrower at the back. So that's the plan today. We're going to make these boxes, give us some extra space to sleep in. Now the plan is to use some 12mm ply to make a frame of the box, 5mm, same as this, on the back, and then just slot it in, screw it in around the sides, and that should be job done, hopefully, if all goes according to plan. And then what we'll do is we'll V-groove the sides, these little side bits here, and the back as well, just to make it look the same as this. And to finish it off, we'll put some nice angled sort of pine moulding around the side there, and down here as well. Over here we've got, this still needs to be V-grooved and done. The only difference with this one is obviously we've got to cut the slot out for the window. That should be interesting. Hopefully we can just do it from the window side, open the window, which is how I did this actually. This was a solid piece, I put it up temporarily, opened the window and just drew around the box really. Hopefully it'll be that simple with the window. So that's the plan for today. Let's crack on. Ooh. Right, so the first job then is to get this back panel to size, and then we can start making the surrounds. Just going to hold it up there and just mark it out. Right. That's the backing panel measured out. I'll cut this and see if it fits. Right, there we go, one headboard. All grooved and done. I'm going to use this 12mm ply here to make up the sides, top and bottom. So the next job is to cut this to the side right height or right length, and start doing that. Right, now because we have got a curvature inside here, obviously the top isn't the same width as the depth as the bottom, and this side isn't the same as this side, and it's all, you know, this is thinner than that side as well, so we've got a lot of different sizes and angles. So what I'm going to do is use some of the scrap wood we've got in the garage, make up some templates, and hopefully we won't ruin any of the good board that we bought. So yeah, let's start cutting some scrap up and see what we can get to fit. Loads here to choose from. Got some offcuts of the with the bolt, and this is all basically stuff that came off the side, the old panels, the old flooring. All good for templates. Always good to make a template because you don't want to mess up all the good wood that you bought. Right, so I've got the scrap piece. I'm going to cut this to the right size, and we'll take it inside. We'll check the curvature, we'll check the depths, and mark it out, get it all cut, and then we can transfer that onto the decent parts and get them cut, and hopefully get this together pretty quickly. Right, there we go. There's the scrap bit there. Just going to take that in the van and get it measured up. Right, that's the right height. So we need to get that in there. Okay. Right, so because we've got the Celotex back here, it hasn't created too much of a curve actually, by the looks of it, so this may be easier than we thought. What I'll do is I'll just mark that up to the right size, and then transfer that onto a decent piece, and then we'll do the same the other side. Okay, that fits in there quite nicely. That's even, top and bottom, nice and flush. So what we need to do now is just take about 6mm off of here, just to allow for the board when it goes on the back. And that should, if all goes well, should sit nice and flush with the board on. Right, that's one template done. Okay, third template. Third piece done. Fits in there nicely. You can see now really how much wider it is at the front than the back. It does taper back. It's not much, probably an inch. But that fits nicely. So again, we've just got to take off the 6mm off of there. This one isn't being V-grooved, so once I've cut this out on the proper bit of material, that's done. Then got the top bit to do along here, and then we'll have all four sides. We'll have the back. We can just put it all together like a box, slot it in, screw it into the frame, and then that's done. The only other thing I've got to do is I've got these cables here. These are for the bed lights, so I've got to put a splitter on here so that we can come across for the second light. And then just drill a couple of holes in the back in the headboard just to poke those through so we can fit the lights. Once that's done, it's done. Well, half of it's done anyway, because we've still got this side to do, obviously, but you know, you get the idea. We're getting there. Right, okay, there we go. Yeah, that's about right. That gives us the depth we need. Obviously it'll sit flush with this, but this gap here will be behind with the headboard. Come down this side. Yeah, it's a little bit of extra room at the back, but that's fine. Hopefully it'll fit the top as well, if we've done it right. Actually, that's exactly the same size. There we go. So we don't need to do a template for the top. We can use the bottom one as a template, apart from that little bit of structure in there. So we'll just take the corner off. So I'll do another one of these. It's tight. So we'll do another one of these. Take a little bit off the corner for the that little structure up there, and then we've got a full box. I've still got to do the V-grooves on the side bits, so we'll do that as well, because we want to do that before we put it together. Right, we're losing the light, so we're only going to get one of these done today. But I'll show you what we got. So we've got the headboard at the back, that's the top, that's sides all grooved out, other side all grooved out, that's the bottom. So what we've got to do now then, basically, is just make up a box. Now, I did all these to fit individually, so I'm probably going to have to take some off of the sides, so the thickness of this off the sides and off the top, I would imagine. Otherwise it's going to be too big. So we'll do that and then we'll get it all put together. Right, halfway there. Just the bottom and the top. Looking quite good. Right, all set up for another day's work. We did lose the light yesterday, so we only got one box done, but we did get one box done, so I'm going to show you exactly what we've done. There we go, one bump out box ready to go in that hole there. I've also got the cables here ready for the lights, so they've just got to be threaded through some holes in the box. But then we can just get that box in that hole, screw it in with some countersunk screws, and then that's done. It's not looking too bad really, it's quite light as well. All the lines line up nicely. So the next job, after we put this in the hole, is to do this hole. So another box, we've got to take the surround off, we've got to do the routing, the V-grooves, that's it, that's what I'm thinking of. Get those done, get those in, get the box in. The only difference between this box and that box will be the hole for the window. So, plenty to do. It's a miserable day again, but time to crack on. There we go. One bump out box. Thing lines up nicely. So there's a little bit of a gap down here, but we're having a nice trim around here, all the way around. So you're not going to see any of this anyway. And it's all, that was pretty good. A few more screws in there and countersink everything as well, just to tidy it all up, as you do, because you don't put the screws in without countersinking them. Who does that? Anyway. That's the next job. Countersink those, put that all in permanently. We'll get some trim around there, and that side's finished. Right, there we go. There's the frame for the box for this side. Now I did make a mistake on the other one, and I know it's a small detail, but I like things to look right, so I'm going to tell you guys what we've done, show you what we've done to correct it on the other side. I like to show what I've done wrong as well as what I've done right, because that's what it's all about. At the end of the day, I don't want you guys making the same mistake that we do, so I'll show you what I've done. So this box, I made it nice and square, lovely square, all the lines lined up and fits in there perfectly. However, what I didn't take into account was this wall isn't vertical, it's at an angle because of the curvature of the van, which means when they put the box in, it's gone in upwards at a slight angle. Now that means the lines on the side have gone up slightly at an angle, which you do notice from outside at the back, and the base here, that's going exaggerated, but it's going uphill. So it's difficult to explain. Basically, on exaggeration, they're like that. So they should be straight like that. So same with that. That's going uphill as well. So what I've done on this one, because I've started doing this one now, at the sides, I've done a 6mm drop on the inside, and dropped it down by 6mm on the bottom there. So basically, it's rather than a rectangle, it's a skewed rectangle. So it kind of drops down at the back by about 6mm, and that's enough to make these nice and straight and make the base straight as well. So there you go. Just take that in mind, bear that in mind when you're building yours, that the walls are not going to be completely vertical, and if you are grooving things like we are, you've got to take that into account as well. Even if we wasn't grooving it, the base does need to be flat because the bed's going across anyway. One of those things, but there you go. I'd like to share all the mistakes as well as the successes with you. Alright, there we go. One bump out box. Looks good. See the lines more horizontal now. We can carry these along onto here. Let's just lift up a little bit, and they meet up perfectly. Same that side. Looks good. So they should hopefully line up on the cupboard there and across to this one here. They should line up. Fingers crossed. Anyway, I've got the window open on the other side of the box, so I'm going to go around the other side, put my hands through the window. I'm going to draw the inside of the window frame onto the backing, and then just measure the size of the metal frame on the inside of the windows, just make that a little bit bigger, and then that should be ready for cutting out, and then we can put it back in, screw it all in place, and that's all ready for painting. Right, so the idea is just to draw around this part here. Light isn't very good. We've got the frame. If you saw the installation video, you'll see we've got the frame on the inside. So we'll take that, we'll extend this out probably by about that much. So then we'll cut out kind of the other side of this, and then that will screw into the wood frame we made for this. That's the idea anyway. So this is the frame I was talking about. So I've drawn along the inside. Now I'm just going to measure to the outside all the way around, do another line, and then we'll cut that out, and then this will screw into the wooden frame that surrounds this. That'll hold it in place to the wall, and it'll also be held in place with the screws through the frame as well. Right, back in the garage, you can see the line that I drew through the window. This is the inside of the metal frame, the window. Now the frame's 4 centimeters thick or wide, so this is the line we're going to be cutting out. And this should butt up against, hopefully, the inside of the door, the window frame. We get that cut out, and then that will be this finished. Right, there we are. You can see that with the light behind it. The one box section finished. This is cut out for the window. So just got to get this in the van and see if it fits. Right. Put you guys down for a sec. Right. See how this looks. It's a tight fit. That's not too bad. Right, so that's that. We just got to screw it in place. It's a little bit big on this side, but we've got the blind going over the top, so you're not actually going to see any of this. The blind will actually cover all of this area, so that's not too bad. Nice and tight on that side. So all in all, quite pleased with that. It's just going to be lifted up slightly before I screw it into place. So that one is done. So now we're just going to correct the other side. Just take it off, redo the sides, get them all at the right angle, and then we'll put that back in, and then all ready for rubbing down and painting. Right, that's it. Both boxes done. I'm not going to lie, it was a bit of a pig of a job, but we got there in the end. Anyway, all they need to be done now for these is just a little bit of sanding and painting, so that's done. The next job in here will be the cupboard door. I'll get that V-grooved and put in properly. It's only lightly screwed in at the moment. And the cupboard, the wall cupboard's got one. We've got some to go across that side, some to go across that side. And once all that's done and the bed's in, that's the bed area pretty much finished. Just sanding down, painting and things like that. So a bit of cosmetic. We'll put some trim around here as well to make it look a little bit more finished before we paint it. But that'll be that done. Now, coming up, we've got the wall units, as I said, to do. We've got the cupboards to do. We've got the shower. We've been busy doing that. That's in another video. So, join us again next time, where we will be carrying on with the build. And yeah, it's getting there slowly, but we're making progress. So, do subscribe to the channel if you want to be notified of any future videos. Hit the notification bells as well, hit the like button, always helps the channel, and we will see you guys next time. So till then, bye.